going back towards this flood alert. This is in effect for the entirety of our viewing area. We're all in that flood watch until about 11:15 this evening. And that will continue as we're still seeing a very saturated ground, but again, most of us are dry at this time. So check in on river levels in 1 second. Alrighty, friends, meteorologist Helene Updates here, back with new and improved audio, checking back in with our latest update. So once again, we are looking at what we haven't seen in quite a while, radar that is completely tornado warning free. We still have a few cells that we're watching. These storms that are now in Charlotte County showing a little bit of that bowing that's never good, and we're still seeing the different, little bit of kidney bean shape going on as we move further into Pittsylvania County, and that's the kind of notch that's in that we don't really want to see. But we will keep an eye on the potential for rotation, especially over these next few hours, but the tornado potential will be lessening soon. Last update received from the National Weather Service, tornado watch will expire by 8 o'clock this evening, which is fantastic news. It has been a very busy day in the Weather Center in terms of a lot of tornado warnings that have been popping up. And this is all because of the remnants of Helene. Now, this is the tracking a little bit jumbled over these next few days, but what you'll notice here, this is going to turn. That center of low pressure, those remnants from Helene, will actually turn back towards our areas. It does combine with another center of low pressure, so we will still see the effects of that as that low pressure does begin to circulate. Once again, that counterclockwise rotation of that broad center. We're still going to see the effects of those showers in the day on Sunday and Monday as well. So keeping an eye out for some continued wet weather. But the good news, there is good news. We're going to have a mostly dry day for your Saturday and get a break from all of this wild weather that we have had these past couple of days. So once again, that is still that kind of jumbled remnant of Helene track that we have continued to see in that low pressure over the next few days. Now, flood alerts that are still in effect as well. We already had a pretty saturated ground, and a lot of rainfall that we did receive from the remnants of Helene, that did not add to it by any means. So right now that flood watch rather, this is in effect until 11:15 this evening for the entirety of our viewing area. You are included in this. Now, these light green boxes here that you're seeing, those are aerial flood warnings. And again, we're still seeing those flash flood warnings. That does expire tomorrow morning about 9 a.m. and all those deep reds right there. So that's where we did see a lot of rainfall there, as well as that was a little bit closer towards the actual track of the eye of what was at that point Tropical Storm Helene, but now we're just seeing those remnants of Helene. And one thing I wanted to touch on, our river levels right now still either into that moderate, we're still seeing parts across the area into those moderate or major levels as we go up through the New River now in that major flood stage. And then moderate, you'll notice in those red points right there, very few that we're seeing good, at least along the New River. So once again, this is long lasting. Even though the bulk of the rainfall is now over, river levels are still a concern, and we will see at least a slight break tomorrow in terms of precip, and that will help us out a little bit. But the continued chance of rainfall as we move further into Sunday and Monday will not do anything to help these current river levels. So right now, still seeing those into some of those along the New River, those points along the river into the New River rather, into that major flood stage right now. Now, we have covered that flooding threat that we've had throughout the day today. Tornado threat has now subsided again as of 7:42. No active warnings have been issued at this time for any tornado activity across the viewing area. But we are still seeing a few wind alerts. That wind advisory is in place until 8 o'clock, that high wind warning until 8 o'clock as well. So within the next 18 minutes or so, we will see that expire in the winds that will continue to weaken this evening. Forecasted wind gusts as we head throughout the day tomorrow and very early Saturday morning. We'll still see winds anywhere from 9 to 14 miles an hour, gusting up to 25 this evening, and they will continue to settle down throughout the day Saturday. This map depicts just that. You'll notice it's higher elevations, the mountains of Tennessee and western North Carolina, still seeing those gustier wind speeds. But here in southwestern and central Virginia, Still seeing a little bit again, 15 miles an hour, those sustained winds expected tonight. But the bulk, or rather the worst of that activity, the wind gust activity, has subsided for now. We'll continue to see those winds lessen throughout the day on Saturday and into Sunday as well, and that will continue for the start of next work week. Timing out your day on Futurecast and the remainder of the evening hours, we'll see just a few pop-up showers across the area, and we are continuing to monitor those for any sort of rotation. But as of now, again, no active warnings at this time. Another thing of note, we'll still see a few lingering clouds as well, along with a few breezy pockets of wind that'll move through the area tonight. But throughout the day on Saturday, and this is the good news, we will be mostly dry. We'll see a few clouds hanging around. But besides that, no major rainfall. And this is key in what we were just looking at with the river levels. A slight break on Saturday will at least help a little bit. We're still in those major river levels, their major flooding rather, across the New River, but this will help a little bit. So Saturday, we will stay dry for most of us. Can't rule out a slight shower or two, 5 to 6 p.m., maybe very isolated at best, but nothing severe that is expected. And putting a bow on all this, your 7-day forecast looking incredible. There is light at the end of the tunnel, friends. Tomorrow we are dry. High temperature 79 degrees. And we move into the mid and upper 70s for your work week next week. And hang on to the chance Sunday and Monday for showers and a few rumbles of thunder now. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And this is the bright spot in all of this. High pressure will take control of the area once again, which is fantastic news. We will keep things dry, pleasant, and we can expect a big drop in humidity throughout the end of next work week. And continue to stay weather aware as we move throughout the remainder of our evening hours. Again, we're still watching just a few storms to make sure there's no rotation left in those. But otherwise, no active warnings, 7:45 on September 27th.